Yo, what's going on? It's Greg Santos and welcome to Outlier Circle. If this is your first time joining me here today, I help isolated outliers who lack a powerful network of successful mentors and ambitious peers. And I help you build that world-class network. You know, we have 7, 8, 9-figure business owners as mentors. We have those connections with people who are hustlers, who are getting after it, so you can grow together, so you can expand your mind and really live life on your own terms with people who are getting after it and really get the absolute most you can while we're here on this earth. Now, if that sounds like you, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna be dropping some more super hot fire. Hit that bell so you get notified every time some fire drops on YouTube, and you can be informed and you can take action and you can start building that network and take your life to the next level. So today, I wanna talk about something that's very important because it's so easy, especially as outliers. I mean, whether you're an entrepreneur or maybe you're an elite athlete or maybe you're an amazing cook or whatever it is, you're really good and it's hard for you to relate to normal people. The thing is, it's like when we want something amazing, right? When we want to hit that next level and we want to have those people around us, it's so easy for us to go on social media or hear in different podcasts about the kind of networks that people have, and maybe you don't have those people in your network just yet. And you might be thinking to yourself, man, if only I had one friend who was on the same path and we were working together and we can talk about the cool things that I talk about. They like to talk about the books that I like to talk about. They like to talk about or go to events with me and attend these trainings that I'm going to. Like, if I can only have that one person, man, it would be amazing. Now, I want to talk about this concept that I got from a coach of mine. He's an amazing human being. I'm very grateful to have him as my coach, Mr. John Sonmez, also known as Bulldog Mindset. You can find him, if you're a programmer, you can find him on a Simple Programmer on YouTube, or you can find him on Bulldog Mindset on YouTube. Either way, this man's amazing. And I had him on a podcast and he talked about this concept that I just been obsessed with. I've been thinking about really changed my entire perspective on life from this one simple perspective. And go on CEO Life and listen to that podcast. Not right now. Don't go do that right now because YouTube is gonna mess up the algorithm and it's gonna not show my video so much. But once this video is done, go on Spotify, type in CEO Life and look for the episode I did with John Sonmez. Powerful, like one of the most powerful hours I've ever experienced in my life. And on this podcast, he talked about this idea of the hedonistic treadmill. And the example he gave was the poorest of the poor today are, doing way better than the richest of the rich just 100 years ago. And he's like, in America, like poor is, like if you have a smartphone, like you're not poor, like you're doing way better than people 100 years ago have. But the thing is, it's like, it doesn't feel that way. And the reason why it doesn't feel that way is because it's relative, right? And when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like initially you think, I don't buy that. It doesn't make sense. But when you really think about it and look into it, about 100 years ago, it was 1920. I don't even think they had TVs back then. They might have had TVs. They definitely had they didn't have smartphones. Think about the kind of cars they had. Think about like the kind of quality of life that they had. How we have access to so many things. We have access to a car. We have access to instant, entertainment. We have access to, communicate with anybody in the world at the tip of our fingers in our hand. And we can order food. We're hungry. You can order food through this box, our phone. And the next thing you know, our food shows up, or we can order a cab. And it's like, wow, like that's so true. The poorest of the poor today are still even doing better than the richest of the rich 100 years ago. But again, it doesn't feel like that because it's relative. I'm gonna give another example, and just give me a second because I want to explain exactly what this concept is. The hedonistic treadmill basically explains that despite the drastic life changes that we have in our life, we're gonna experience a baseline. So, for example, remember when you first wanted to drive a car? And remember how cool it was, like how your friends in high school would, drive a car, and you wanted to have a car, you wanted to have your own car and have your own license. Why? Because to you, that meant freedom. And you're like, man, if I had my own car, I would be free, and I'll be able to go eat wherever I want, I can go wherever I want, and I can go travel to the beach, I can go to nature, whatever I want. No one can tell me otherwise, right? As long as I have money for gas, and I'll go do it. I want to go and live life and go do that. And what happened? You got your driver's license, right? And what do? You start going to the restaurants you want to go to. You start doing some cool stuff and you go out. But what tends to happen? Maybe a year later, or maybe even 6 months later, right? Someone says, hey, let's go to the fair or let's go here. And what do you ask? Well, how far is it? That's like a 30-minute drive. I don't know. I don't know if I want to drive 30 minutes to go there, and now all of a sudden, something that you wanted so bad now is just kind of like a whatever thing. You're used to it. And that's what the hedonistic treadmill is. It's like you get used to you level up in life and then you get used to that, right? So in the podcast, John talks about it's not what you have that's going to bring happiness and fulfillment. And the reason why he has credibility to talk about this is because at the age of 33, he retired. He actually lived on the beach in Maui. He had a house right on the beach in Maui, and he was financially free, and he was able to, just do whatever he wants. And he was unhappy. And what brings happiness is having a sense of purpose. Is really, it all boils down to who is it that you want to become. Now, that's a topic for another video. I want to talk about where you're at right now, because you might not have exactly what you want. You might not have that 7, 8-figure, 9-figure mentor who's invested in your journey, who's more than happy to help you out and provide any kind of resources for you, as you're along your journey. Or maybe you don't have that friend, you don't have that peer who is also ambitious and who gets you and you can call and bounce ideas back and forth off of. You might not have that, and you might feel bad about that. But the thing is, it's like once you get it, you're gonna feel amazing for a while, and then you're gonna return to another baseline. So here's the purpose of this video. It's great to have it, but also accept being okay with not having it as well. So accepting where you're at, being like, okay, I don't have this, I want it, but I'm gonna do my absolute best that I can. I'm gonna take the actions necessary to go out there and grab it and go get it. But in the meantime, I accept my reality for how it is, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to change it, and I'm gonna do my best to just every single day just give it my all, because it's not getting that thing that's gonna make you happy. Of course, it's gonna bring you happiness. It's gonna bring you some gratitude. There's gonna be some amazing things that happen from that, but also you're gonna get used to that, and you're gonna return back to a baseline. So if you're gonna use that to help you feel good about how you feel inside, you gotta think about it's crazy. It's not. You can have everything and you can be so depressed. Robin Williams had the world. People from all over the world love this man, and he achieved so much and he killed himself. Same thing with Anthony Bourdain. This man had a job where he was traveling around the road and was able to eat exotic foods and talk with amazing people, and everything he wanted was his, and he killed himself, where he felt that being dead was better than being alive. Think about how crazy that is. And the thing is, it's like, I was listening to a podcast with Joe Rogan and Rob Lowe, and Rob Lowe was saying, I understand why people do that, is because you get all this stuff and you expect it to change how you feel about yourself inside. And then when it doesn't change how you feel about yourself inside, it can cause a massive depression. And if you're so reliant on external things, like once I get that hot girl, or once I get that car, or once I get that house, or once I get the financial freedom, that finally I'm gonna feel better about myself inside, you're in for a rude awakening. You're gonna be happy for a little bit, but then you're gonna return back to baseline. You're gonna feel exactly how you feel right now. So feel okay with how you are right now. Accept your current and present situation and reality right now. Be appreciative. Start practicing gratitude in your mind right now. And when you can meet somebody that shines like that, who can have nothing and can be very grateful, there's something attractive about that, right? Because that person should have every right to play the victim card. That person should have every right to feel bad and complain about how much their life sucks. But somebody can really have everything stripped from them and not be anywhere close to where they want to be and be okay with that. Man, is that just full acceptance, and is that compelling? Is that attractive to be around? Someone who's like, look, I want this and I'm working towards that, but I'm also okay if not having it, right? But of course, we're still obsessed about getting it because we have milestones. And as outliers, as ultra achievers, of course we want it all. But also, don't rely on that stuff to change how you feel about yourself inside. Does that make sense? Hope that was helpful. So With that being said, if you got some super hot fire, by the way, you like that super hot fire? I remember watching that like Deshaun Raw videos. Maybe you might not know who that is, but like the epic rap battles back in the day. Anyway, if you like this, if you drop, I think I dropped some fire on this episode on my YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, also hit that bell so you get notified every single time I release a video so you can be one of the first people to watch the video. And I appreciate you. There's gonna be some more awesome things coming out. And in the meantime, crush it, make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.